That shit is so funny. Well, I feel like a fucking mark because I love it. I'm like, I'm an
And
idiot.
speaking of mark behavior, shout out to my wife because she now tells my kids, "Shoosh." So I have to say that.
I
She
love
saw
it.
them all. She thought that shit was hilarious at
It's so great.
WrestleMania. She was
Yeah, it's
like,
great
"This
thing.
dude is hilarious." So
That is
now my
great.
kids get shooshed on a
Oh,
regular
yeah, it's
basis now.
great thing.
Thank you,
Sheesh.
Alpha Academy.
Shout out to
I mean,
Decade.
she does it for the academy.
She does. She
For
does. She
the
loves some
academy.
Chad Gable now.
So can we give like Kevin Owens his props for getting this angle over?
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah, hundred
I feel
percent.
like everything they give him, like he'll get it over no matter what.
So I'm saying, can we say KO's undefeated this year as far as storylines go, and him making the
Oh
best
yeah.
of them so far?
I
I mean,
mean,
only in April.
yeah,
Oh,
and
can we get can we get KO like the super heel off on Seth at Backlash? Can we get
Oh,
like
It's inevitable. The
book it.
heel turn.
Got the book.
Or them feuding is inevitable
I
because
got it.
Seth's gonna need something to do when Cody gets done with him.
right, right?
That's
What you got, E?
Book
Let's
it,
hear it.
book it, book it.
that's you just put it in my mind. That's how we get there, and that's how you cleanly get Cody off of Seth, and you get Seth his second loss, but also his next feud, and it keeps him
Hmm.
hot. Just like I was saying, I've been saying it doesn't matter that Seth loses because he's a heel that you love. So wins or losses don't matter here. This isn't AEW, ladies and gentlemen. So at any point in time, he can take a loss and he will be right back in there because he just walks out and says, "I deserve a title match," and they're like, Adam Pierce comes around, "You got a title match." What? Okay, I guess so. I guess people just request what they want, like raises. So I think this is what I'm thinking. You've seen the dissension. They brought them back for one night only. KO, Seth, and then KO was going against Cody. It's a great little slobber knocker. Then next thing you know, Seth got a little too high strung in the moment, and KO walked out on him. Now we still have the match set up for WWE WrestleMania Backlash, which is Seth versus Cody 2.
Hmm.
They go at it. They get their stuff in. You have a great match. Just when you think Seth is about to win this time, KO comes out, distracts him, or does something, and they get into it. And either you get a count out or a distraction, and then Cody hits him with the crossroads. Cody moves on to now be qualified for Money in the Bank. Seemingly, they already started their feud because now KO and Seth are going to be going at it. So KO is going to be constantly talking about, "You're not real. You always tell a lie." And then KO's like, "But I'm honest. I never lie. I never lie." And then they're going to do something with Ezekiel. So I see that being just perfect match booking for Seth to get out of there cleanly and Cody to keep ascending but not feel like, okay, he's getting pushed to the moon by beating Seth clean twice.
Okay, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all of it.
Absolutely.
Question for
Definitely
you,
here for it.
E. Do you put money on the bank on Cody, or do you have someone cost him that into his next feud?
Mm, that's good. 'Cause me personally, I think it was BA that mentioned it a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh my god!" That made my head explode. I was like, "I love Cody walking around with the belt and being able to pop up at any time because then he could take
The
the belt off."
winged eagle.
Exactly. He posted it on his story. I was like, it's so many things are happening. Something's happening. Ah! Like I'm excited. So
I want that winged eagle more than anything. I might just combust in the thin air if I see that man walk out with the winged fucking eagle again, man.
but he
And what
can
if he
do it.
trick up the strap? Like, what if he put like a white strap on it or something? Would y'all be okay with that, or would you
I
want
scream.
just?
Just
I
flat
could
out.
see him tricking it up a little bit, cause you know how Vince is about his like he doesn't like certain titles
That
out there that represent certain eras, cause the title shows the era of what wrestling was happening at that
that
time.
shit would look fantastic.
What
A
if
winged
Cody
eagle on
switches
a
the
white
belt up
strap.
every week?
I'm here for it.
I don't like
Like,
that.
explain further, dive into
All right.
that, though.
Okay, so the Rhodes family has always been denied the world title in all these different eras of wrestling. And he
Oh
just
man,
comes out each
Very
week
cool.
with a belt like, yeah, I got the Winged Eagle this week. And then, at some point comes out with the big gold WCW one. Because he was there in WWE when that belt was around. Dusty was in WCW when that belt was around. And, at some point he comes out with some other belt that he was around for that he never got to come near. Undisputed title. Goldust was around during that era, got real over, and
other world title that's not the Winged Eagle. That one too. Yeah, that would be. Now,
the,
see, I'm back on.
the John Cena title.
I don't
The
like that
spinny?
one, but
No, but again, they were there at the same time. Like,
that could be a gimmick.
yeah,
Cool.
just something.
But with that said, I still think the best way to do, because of course your tribal chief is in God mode. You can't let him like lose, or at least we know WWE won't allow it. Because I would perfectly be fine with him and Cody having this brawl. Cody fights off the Usos or somebody else comes out with them to help him out a little bit, and then him and Roman going at it, and somehow he just vests Roman, pins him in the ring 1, 2, 3, and that moment the crowd erupts. He starts crying. He starts lisping everywhere. I can't win for the police, and I want the title. It'd be amazing. I would love it.
Terrible.
But just saying, at any point in time, it's easier for them to take that Roman lost, but he shouldn't have lost, so he has a gripe, and he can keep that chip on his shoulder if Cody wins the Money in the Bank and then cashes in after some crazy thing. So then Cody does it straight up right after the match. Or he does the John Cena thing and says, I'm going to face you at this time. So maybe it's the next Monday right after he defends and wins. But then Cody takes it off of him honorably. But, of course, he's still tired. So, therefore, it gives him an out. But I think they have to do something like that because otherwise, like, his reign is getting ridiculous, number one. And number two, if he done beat Goldberg like 3 times, Brock Lesnar 7 times, Bobby Lashley, he's beating everybody. So it's like, where do you go from here? So
I'm gonna book it out for you. I'm gonna book it out for you. I'm gonna book this out, and then I'm gonna get you the Mania with Roman too.
Oh, Finn's
So-
coming back because the angel of death that snapped the cord before when he lost to him has been avenged, and he becomes Moon Knight. Yes,
So
yes, I love all that.
here's how you do it. You build Cody. He doesn't win Money in the Bank, but he gets close, and Roman starts to take notice. And whoever you decide costs him Money in the Bank, whether it be Corbin or whoever, somebody Cody can beat decisively, and they be like, well, the only one really left is kind of sort of Roman. And then Roman's cutting the promo talking about how Cody's now on his level and he had to leave to even get close to warm. But I've been hot this whole time because I'm in God mode. And then Cody's like, well, let's do it. Let's get it popping. But it's not for the title because Roman's like, you don't run things here. I do. And then you get a dog-ass match. And then at some point, Roman gets some color. Gets a little blood. And then Cody's cuts this next promo. Is like, hey, man, if you can make God bleed, he ceases to be God. That man is beatable. And then at some point, I don't know if it's SummerSlam, if it's Survivor Series, Cody wins, but he wins because Roman does something like, take a turnbuckle off, but ends up hitting it himself. Cody double crossroads, gets the 1, 2, 3. And then next night, Roman comes out losing his mind. Beats the shit out of everybody. Beats the shit out of his cousins. And then as he's like demanding his title match because he's your tribal chief and you need to acknowledge him. If you smell, Rock comes out. And then Rock's like, all right, Joe, I got to check you. He calls him Joe. Has to call him Joe.
Oh, yeah. It has to.
Has to. And then you lead that up to, and then I don't know how you book it out, but you take that into Mania. And then that way you get Roman cleanly away from Cody because he has to defend his stake as the tribal chief of the family. And Cody can move on to, whoever wins the Rumble or whatever. What do you think?
I don't hate it. I also wanted to make a correction from what y'all said last week. SummerSlam is in July this year.
I did see that's the end of July when they released it, the
So
Nashville
that,
poster.
Then it's another something else. They're
Probably a
doing
Saudi show.
It's something like not Great Balls of Fire again, hopefully, but they're bringing some other interesting, like another weird card back. But yeah, so I think you have something, but it just depends on the spacing because simply put, The Rock isn't going to be there every week or be doing video packages every week. He has too much of a busy schedule.
That's part of what you do. Like you leave The Rock completely off TV and you just have Roman sitting there losing his mind because he might be losing his spot as the tribal chief. And you have Rock pop up every so often, and
I'm never a fan of those vacancy, like punching at the moon type thing, because that was what happened when John Cena was doing it with The Rock, or when you know what I mean. I never liked that because it's just like, damn, your champion or the person that you want to see feud, they're probably not going to be there. They're rarely there. They do like a corny video package. It could work, and I think The Rock is invested. So if he does involve himself in it, he's gonna make sure it's good. That's what he does.
Absolutely, I was gonna say that.
But yep. I don't love those type of chases. I didn't like hearing John Cena cut a promo on The Rock every week, and The Rock just like not vague. And I'm like, wait, y'all announced this for next year, and we gotta wait a whole year for the fight? Like, this is ass.
I mean, yeah, I would do this a little different. Like Rock would show up sometimes, and he would wrestle. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like they might.
Done, baby. And he's like, look, and if I do this, you finish funding the XFL for me, the end, and that's it. Like,
100%. That's all. I mean, he not just showing up. He ain't showing up for the normal Legends check. I can tell you that. So, I'm sure the XFL plays a lot into his appearances and what he's doing with the WWE, man. 100%.
Speaking of Rock and his checks, did you guys know when Rock made his foray into Hollywood that the WWE let his contract expire because they thought he was going to fail and they were going to lowball him?
Oh, wow. Where you see that or read that, Doug?
I was in the wrestling Reddits one day, was making sure J-Mo wasn't like making us look bad.
Was it J-Mo?
Just trying to make sure J-Mo to make us look bad in the Reddits, and I fell deep into a contract hole, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That's what they're calling it these days. Okay.
Contract holes, huh?
That's those OnlyFans leaks are called now.
Yeah, contract.
No, those are called J-Mo specials, BA.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can't even hate. You be enlightening my ass, but yeah.
I
can't even hate.
Oh.
Well,
he be enlightening my ass.
Let me clarify.
I got weird. All right, here we go. Hard left turn here.
Right.
Are we ready for some wrestling Jeopardy, gentlemen?
Bring it.
I think I'm ready. Try to redeem myself.
Yes.
All right.
I'm ready as well. But give me 1 second here. I got to get it pulled up. Hold on.
I am your once and always champion. So let's just
E-Ray, you ain't finesse enough for this week. You ain't gonna be out here intimidating our hosts.
I'm gonna keep track this time because last time I had the points. Just somebody.
I am too, buddy.
Doing their job.
Yeah, Alex Trebek was too busy getting bullied around by everybody.
Listen,
not happening again.
Alex is back, better than ever. And just because I missed you guys so much, I each gave you 500 points to start. So happy birthday, fuckers.
Yeah,
so
I'm writing that down, Alex. Plus 500. Thank you.
500. It's coming out of your account?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 500. Yeah, 500 each. Yeah. So, as I said in the group chat today, the categories, let me get this pulled up here again so I can remember.
Now, how do we buzz in this time?
I just need to see hands.
Oh.
You got the answer, hand goes up.
But you're gonna be reading.
My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Let's see here. So you have pay-per-views and title reigns 3 to 500. Yeah. So, anyways, BA, since you're my tag team partner and I called you a bitch earlier,
He had to say.
This is out of hand.
you can start first.
All right, I'm gonna be I'm gonna act like a black guy here and act like I didn't hear anything you just said and repeat the categories, please.
Say that again.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, sucker. I said the categories are pay-per-views, but you get to pick 3.